What is up, everyone? It's me, Bill, bringing you guys another quick little dungeon guide. This is end time again on my Paladin tank. This is kind of just going to be a guide. I know it's pretty late for these dungeons, but I figured, you know, better late than never. Lols. But, this is end time, and I do get unlucky, and I do, like, for those of you who don't know, you have a chance of getting a random selection of, I think, 4 different bosses. You have to get Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire, or... there might only be 3, my bad, I don't know. But you randomly get them, and I do get unlucky, and I do get the Emerald, which is probably the hardest one to tank on. It does seem to be a little bit buggy, and it doesn't really seem to work out in my favor every time. But what you want to do is when you see that little light appear out of nowhere, for some fucking reason, you want to take all the ads and you want to put them in the middle, and you just want to AoE them down, just like you do for every other fucking multiple derp fight on a Paladin. You just face roll and smash hammer the righteous, holy wrath, consecrate, and that's pretty much it on a AoE tanking Paladin. But that's pretty much what you do. The only hard part about this is actually moving to the other lights while tanking the ads, because they do come at you while you have to walk in there. I haven't really found a good way to do this, so if anyone has any recommendations, yeah, I said that right, of like how to do that better, or yeah, just more efficiently, because I seem to have gotten it down a little bit. I just have to balance out my cooldowns perfectly, and it seems to work, but like that sometimes can be pretty hard to do. So if anyone has any tips, please let me know. But you just repeat this process for about 3 or 4 times. And then the boss, she starts whining like a baby girl, and then you pretty much go in and you spank that little baby girl. Lols. Wow, that was creepy since I'm playing WoW and never mind. Lols. For the boss, it's pretty straightforward. For the tank, interrupt when deadly boss mods shouts at you and says interrupt. For the range DPS, it is slightly more complicated. She will shoot these little like arcing like thingy-majiggers that will stun you if they hit you, and they arc out and they spread, and that can be kind of hard for DPS to avoid just because it arcs out and it spreads into a bigger area. If you're a mage or a hunter, it's pretty easy because you can just disengage or blink. Blinking is much better, obviously, because you remove yourself from the map and then appear somewhere, some random 30 feet in front of you. But so that stuns you, and it does a nice amount of damage. And if you don't interrupt the thing that it tells you to interrupt, I think it's called Stardust, it will do, I think, 50k damage to everyone in the party all at one time, and it sucks. For healers, I'm pretty sure you do get silenced every now and then, which can kind of suck, and it makes this this fight actually hard. I'm going to take a drink of water so my mouth doesn't get dry like it did last time. I don't know if you guys heard it in my video. I made it like a weird noise like that because my tongue was getting dry. Hold on. That's better. Anyways, eventually she'll go into like a derp phase. I don't know what it's called, but she'll have like these little like stardust things flying around the outside purple edge that you can see right here. And if you stand in them, there's like 3 or 4 of them, and they constantly rotate around that purple circle. You'll see it eventually. You see Stardust interrupt now? Yeah, I had to interrupt it because I guess no one else has an interrupt but the goddamn Paladin tank, which is okay, but Rebuke does cost a lot of mana. You see, I do get mana starved in this fight. I don't know why. Always in this fight, I always seem to get mana starved no matter what I do, but I don't know. Anyways, when those things come out around the purple circle that constantly go around town, the range CPS, I've never seen a group actually do this for some reason. Ooh, sorry, I burped. What you want to do for the... Yeah, see, there they are. They're fucking circling around, and our range DPS refuses to come inside the purple circle. You're supposed to go into the purple circle and avoid the arcs. That's the whole point of it. But, so you don't get mad damage on you, and the healer doesn't have to heal you instead of me. Hold on, I'm going to take another drink of water, lol. Anyways, that boss battle is pretty straightforward. The best tanks to do this with, honestly, is probably a Death Knight for that AMS. AMS and Icebound Fortitude, because you can and will be hit by the stunning fucking arcing beam. I forgot what it's called. You will be hit with that as any class every now and then. And so when you're stunned as a tank, that's downtime for a tank that you don't need. You always want to be up on a tank, constantly getting rage, or not rage, my bad, threat. And that's pretty much about it for this boss, so I'm just gonna stop talking and let you guys watch it as it goes while I take more water. That's all my water though, so my tongue might start making that weird noise because I talk too fast, I guess, I don't know. Pretty straightforward, 378 drops, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. And now we go to... shit. I think this is the Obsidian Dragon Shrine, I think. So I'm pretty sure there are 4, Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire, and Obsidian. This is probably the easiest one. You don't have to kill those dragons. I just got them out of the way because the group I was in was pretty noobish. But it actually did drop an epic, and I put that in my guild bank later, which is pretty fucking sweet. Anyways, for this boss, what you want to do is you want to tank him and you want to keep him out of the lava as much as you can. But every now and then, melee DPS or ranged DPS, like a hunter, like I know mages, shadow priests, shamans, they don't really need to go in the lava. But every now and then, if you go into the lava, you will get a debuff that increases lava. You see, I do it right there. I get a debuff that increases lava damage done to me by like I think it's like fucking something stupid by like 5%. But you get a lava fist buff, which makes your attacks do additional fire damage, which is great. I don't really see too much melee DPS doing it. I guess they don't notice, but you see randomly he will jump to a random slab and absolutely decimate it, and people will fall into the lava and they need to go get it. Also they need to go onto a different slab. Randomly he will throw a totem. The totem will knock you back into the lava and you will take some pretty good damage from it, but depending on where he threw the totem, you can pick it up and actually throw it back at him, which stuns him and does massive damage. That is very essential for this boss. But otherwise, it's tank and spank, keep him out of the lava. He pulverizes. Melee DPS should be getting a lava buff every now and then. He actually does decimate us right there. And you see, yeah, it's the warrior. He goes the wrong way and actually starts taking some pretty crazy fire damage on his way back, which kind of sucks. But I was like, alright, that noob's gonna fucking die, so I might as well just keep going. I think I do watch him because I wanted to see if he'd be the first person I've ever seen to die in the goddamn lava. Anyways, you just sneak past the mobs again. Ow, god damn it, just hit my hand. And now you're on the last boss. No matter what bosses you get, if you do 2 bosses, the last boss will always be this. And the last boss is the 3rd boss. And what you want to do is you want to CC those little, shit, I forgot what they're called. I don't remember what they're called, but they're always on the end, and they're the little motherfuckers that cast. They will cast like an arcane blast, I think it is, that does around 48,000 damage a cast, and it's about 2-second cast. So what you want to do is you want to CC one, and constantly interrupt them or stun them or anything. And you see the retard does actually pull the warrior. I knew he was going to do something stupid this dungeon. Does pull another group, and you see this is actually a pretty good example of fucking picking up the group, putting it on my back, and saying, hey, I'm a paladin tank, I'm fucking unstoppable. So I am actually taking on 3 casters at this moment, which is about 90k every 2 seconds. So we had a pretty bitchin' healer on top of my reduced damage per second. I do a sloppy job at first because I was so surprised actually that he fucking managed to pull the group that was about 30 fucking feet away. But I do pick them up and we do clear this group, but that was a let's not ever fucking do that again situation. And that should not be taken lightly because you will wipe on that 9 times out of 10. I think I actually did pop Ancient Kings. Yeah, I did pop Ancient Kings, which reduces my damage taken by 50%, which helps a fuck tonna. Let me tell you what. The only reason I survived that fight is because I had Holy Wrath Glyph, which stuns Dragonkin around me for, I think it's 2 seconds, which stops casting, which is great. And then I hammer this guy, you can see, so he can't cast, and the healer can get easy heals off me. You see, I do rage at him. I'm like, you fucking tar, blah, 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 and everyone gets all defensive. I don't know why they get angry at me. We almost died. I'm only stating the fucking obvious, but that's just me raging like I do at every fucking video game. So, once you finish those 2 mobs, that's it. This boss battle seems to be complicated for most people. I don't know why. It's pretty straightforward. What you want to do is, when everyone's set, you want to aggro the boss, taunt him down or whatever, do some damage, and then he will save your mirror, he will save an image of you to the ground where you were, and like if your cooldowns were like completely ready, whenever he saved that image of you is what will happen when you hit the hourglass. So what you want to do, I know that was a very bad description. You want to pop everything you have right away, unless you're the tank. You want to save it for his infinite breaths. Like mages pop fucking time warp, all your cooldowns, all your trinkets, everything you can. Everyone wants to pop everything as they can and nuke down this boss. And eventually the map will get kind of crazy with I forgot what it's called. I don't know. He puts these little like fucking yellow whirlwinds on the map. And they do damage over time if you stand on them. And eventually the tank will start taking some crazy damage from Infinite Breath, because every now and then he does a temporal blast, I'm pretty sure. And it increases arcane damage dealt to you by 10%, which can fuck you over with an Infinite Breath. What you see, it already does like 80k, so if you get to like about 6 or 7 stacks, that will start doing 100, 120k, and that is no me gusta for a tank. So every now and then a DPS should pop that the hourglass. All you do is you right click the hourglass. You see we have 5 hourglasses remaining. But when the fun part about this boss battle is when you hit that hourglass, all of your cooldowns are completely reset. And you also get an additional haste and melee damage buff for about 30 seconds after you hit an hourglass, which is amazing. Oh shit, I almost dropped my phone, lols. But so on top of Bloodlust and everything getting ready, you use the hourglass and then pop Bloodlust again, and you have about 80% haze, and this boss turns into fucking easy mode. I don't think I've ever died on this boss once actually trying, which is amazing. I don't think it's actually possible, because when you do right click the hourglass, anyone who is dead will be revived, which is amazing. So if you're the lone survivor, everyone wipe. You see we do hit the hourglass. That's the hourglass right there. All my cooldowns are instantly ready. But if you're somehow the lone survivor, you can just right click that hourglass and everyone gets rezzed and everyone gets back up with all their cooldowns and full mana and full health, and everything's all set. That's a really cool boss mechanic, but it honestly makes this boss battle way too easy. Again, Death Knight tanks are perfect for this dungeon. AMS the Infinite Breath, and you should be fine. Otherwise, tanks do have multiple cooldowns to reduce damage done by, or not tanks, paladins, by a substantial amount. Like I have Divine Guardian, which protects everyone from the temporal blast, or if anyone's taking additional damage. I have Guardian of the Ancient Kings, which reduces the damage taken by 50% for me. And then I also have two 20% cooldowns, but if I get below 30% with one of my cooldowns, I get healed, I think, an additional 60% of my total health, which is kind of a lifesaver. Ardent Defender is amazing, and that's why it's in the last tier of the prot tree. But anyways, the boss is self-explanatory. You just keep repeating the same shit, and it's pretty boring, actually. But it's fun to see how high your DPS can get. So I'm just going to let the video keep on going. I might throw in some music. If you guys did enjoy this, please rate, comment, subscribe. I should have the last hour of Twilight Dungeon coming up. Maybe I should have some LFR or some actual raid footage coming up with my guild. And besides that, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. I might have a prot paladin guide coming up soon, too. So look forward to that. See you guys later.
Another chance will make no difference. You will bear. I can't cast. You know not what you have done. At last it has come to pass. The moment of my demise. The loop is closed. My future self will cause no more harm. Still, in time,